In the box of the Nexigo N980P, we have the user manual and the webcam itself. It is made of plastic, connects through USB 2.0, and comes with a 2 megapixel CMOS sensor. It has ultra wide 120 degrees field of view, manual focus which is controlled by rotating the lens. It can be tilted roughly 95 degrees up and down, and it can be rotated a full 360 degrees. It has dual microphones, and you can get a frame rate of up to 1080p at 60 frames per second. It is compatible with Windows, Mac OS, Chrome OS, Linux, Android and Xbox. The underneath has a 1/4 inch slot to mount to a tripod. It can be used flat, or you can open it up and mount it onto a screen or a laptop, and it shouldn't cause damage as there are rubber pads inside which should prevent this. Testing the completely dark room brought good results in that you can see us and the fluency of the movement is not too bad, but definitely not hitting those 60 frames per second, but this is due to the lack of light in the room. There is flickering on the image, which is most likely the webcam trying to compensate for the lack of light in the room, and it's trying its best to brighten the image. Bringing in natural light from outside brings a massive improvement and the flickering has gone, but there is some noticeable noise in the image which is more clearly seen in the background. Due to it having a manual focus, this means that we can stay in focus even when we're coming close to the webcam, and overall it does a good job. Using a ring light on ourselves, and this is where we get the best image and we get those glorious 60 frames per second. There is still noise to the background of the picture, but we look in focus throughout the test. A few other things that we noticed is that if we get too close to the ring light, then we turn into Casper the Friendly Ghost, and I also need to reattach the RGB strip light that's currently hanging off the wardrobe. Focusing on a small object, firstly with no light, and we get noticeable grain to the image, but it does do a good job keeping the Lego character in focus, unless we bring it literally an inch or two away from the lens. Running the same test with the light on brings a much better final image, which is to be expected. The one thing we did notice is that the colours don't really pop using this webcam. The red sheet underneath the Lego character looks really washed out, so if you want more colour, then you may need to mess about with the settings in whichever software you're using. And speaking about colours being washed out, it means that you may need to do a little bit of work to get yourself a good key if you're using a green screen. So you will need to make sure that your lights are on point, and you may very well need to use an additional filter in OBS to boost the greens so you get yourself an overall better key. And this is the kind of audio you can expect from the dual microphones built into the Nexigo webcam. Putting it side by side with the Jellycomb W15 and the Emilab webcams shows that it does produce a good looking picture and has the most fluid movement out of all of them. Put a ring light on yourself and you've got yourself a very capable webcam with a very good sounding microphone, which will be ideal for streaming or remote calls.